My name is Selena Lael. I'm a yoga and meditation instructor, a transformational coach, and an awakened life teacher. And I love this topic so much because conscious, intentional creation. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you all for joining us.
Wonderful, great. And I'm Julie Sharma. I'm co-founder and chief evangelist at Meditation.live. We're all very thrilled to have you all here today. So let's get started. First, can you, Selena, please tell us exactly what is conscious relaxation?
Yes. So there are different ideas about what conscious relaxation is, but the way I like to think about it is consciousness as an awareness, becoming aware of relaxing, consciously choosing with intention to relax the body, to relax the breath, as opposed to life happening to us. When we do something consciously, we do it with presence, we do it with awareness, and we do it with a choice, as opposed to, again, this sense of something happening to us. We become the creator inside of that.
Awesome. Is there, I need to let that sink in a little bit. In fact, to help that sink in a little bit, can we get an experience of it? Is there a practice we can try for a couple minutes?
Sure, let's do that. So let's just start by closing the eyes. And then we'll take a conscious, deep breath. So full breath in. And then exhale through the mouth. Let out some sound. So again, this is your choice to let that sound out. Deep breath in. And exhale through the mouth. And then another deep breath in. And then just start to feel your body becoming heavy. Feel the connection of the seat beneath you. And a lot of these cues that we hear might sound like things you've heard many, many times in meditation. And there are also ways that we can consciously relax. So feel your shoulders relax. Feel your belly expand and soften with the breath. Feel the small muscles around the eyes relax. A feeling of the forehead even expanding. And then be aware as you breathe in. And just as aware of the sensation of the breath as you breathe out. Really feel this breath move in. And then feel the breath move out. And we'll do this a few more times, consciously breathing fully with awareness. Very good. Let's slowly open the eyes. Thanks, Julie. A nice little break there.
Oh, thank you. I feel great. Sometimes, talking in front of people can be a little bit nervous, and man, I'm totally relaxed.
Oh, wonderful.
So aside from the obvious sense of relaxation, what are some of the benefits of conscious relaxing our mind and body?
Yeah. Well, first of all, when you think about it, another way to think about consciously doing something, consciously relaxing, is it's going from kind of autopilot mode, where we're not really present to what we're doing, how we're feeling, to being aware. Again, it comes back to awareness. So one of the benefits of practicing conscious relaxation is the mind becomes more focused. Rather than being on autopilot and thinking about this and thinking about that and mindlessly driving and mindlessly doing all of these things, there's this awareness that allows us to focus on what it is that we're choosing to be present with, whether it's a thought, a feeling, an experience in the body. So focus. And you may have just experienced in that very brief kind of awareness practice that everything starts to calm down. And when the body is more calm, what happens to the mind? There is more quiet in the mind. The more we feel at ease in the body, the less the mind is caught in these patterns and habits of trying to figure everything out. Yes, because that's what happens. A challenging situation arises in our life. Maybe we're having a physical discomfort in the body. And the mind says, okay, how do I fix this? How do I get away from it? How do I fix it? How do I get over it? Yes. And so that causes all of this extra tension because the mind can't figure out how to feel. The mind can't always figure everything out. So this excess tension occurs. So when we're consciously relaxing, the body is consciously relaxing, that tension in the mind starts to fall away more. And we just get to experience the goodness of what's in front of us. The more consciously relaxed we are, the more we can enjoy life, the more we can feel connection with others, the more we can hear what people are saying and really be there with them, as opposed to being someplace else in the mind. So relaxation, focus, connection, creativity, overall enjoyment, the list goes on and on.
Just sounds like, or reminding me of "Be Here Now," right? Eckhart Tolle's most famous quote. We actually have a question from one of our students today, from Rahul. Thank you for submitting your question. This is a question we get all the time. When is the perfect time to meditate? And maybe tying it into class today or into this panel session, when is the perfect time to practice conscious relaxation with a meditation?
Great, I love it. First of all, I would say anytime, every time is a great time to meditate. And there are some traditions that think the most ideal time to meditate is early in the morning. Because wherever we are on the planet, yes, there are many different time zones, but where you live early in the morning, people are more asleep. Yes, people are less active. There's less kind of collective activity happening in the world where you are. So early in the morning, there's also kind of this quiet inside early in the morning. Have you ever noticed that if you wake up early or you're a morning riser, there's almost like this sense of stillness happening. The animals are asleep. Most of the cars are quiet, unless you live in New York or Delhi or someplace, yes. But there's this quiet. So ideally early in the morning is wonderful. It's that time. And for me personally, what I like to do, I wake up, I brush my teeth, I wash my face, and I sit down to meditate. And I just have it there. It's kind of this staple in my daily routine that's always part of my daily routine. Another great time to meditate is towards the end of the day when you get off of work. Yeah, so let's say you work a 9 to 5 job. Come home, take a moment, and then meditate. Meditate before you eat, before you go to the gym, whatever you might be doing, spending time with friends, getting a drink, whatever it is. Take time to meditate after work. It's kind of like a recalibration to meditate when we finish work for the day, so that whatever we're doing for the rest of the evening, we have that sense of balance come back to us. And in terms of conscious relaxation, I love that because you can really practice conscious relaxation any time of day, because you don't have to necessarily have your eyes closed or go into some deep state of meditation. You can be on the subway, you can be at your desk at work, you can be in a meeting and consciously breathe slowly and deeply. Consciously feel your hands unclench if you're making fists. Consciously feel your eyes and your forehead and your jaw relax. That can be practiced anywhere, anytime. Right now, yes, Julie. Right now we can do that.
I'm literally doing that. I'm like, oh yes, my jaw's became together. It's fantastic.
Thanks for that question. It's a great question.
Yes, thank you, Rahul, for that question. For me, I'm just like that. I'm a morning meditator. I love how quiet it is in the morning. Although mostly my dogs are usually awake by then, so they're hungry. Aside from when is a great time to meditate or to practice conscious relaxation, sometimes people really struggle with relaxing, with allowing themselves to relax. So what are some techniques that they could practice when they're really struggling, when it's really difficult for them to get that conscious relaxation mindset?
That's a great question. I was even experiencing that yesterday. I've been in go mode so much, doing all of these different things and activities and work and people visiting and all of this. And I noticed that I couldn't calm down. Like I was really, even though I meditated, even though I did my yoga, my nervous system was still agitated. So one of my favorite practices and one of the most popular techniques right now on the planet is yoga nidra or yogic sleep. Because yogic sleep is a passive experience. We're not efforting. It's a guided meditation that is generally practiced lying down that guides us into this really deep state of relaxation. And we do have these practices on the app if you ever want to join us here. But they're offered everywhere because they're really one of the best things for us to do for ourselves when we're in that hyperactive or tense state. Another practice I really enjoy, we actually just had a class on it right before this panel, is the bumblebee breath, the Brahmari Pranayam, which is a very simple, very effective breath technique. And if you're familiar with this practice, there are some hand gestures that are sometimes used to cover the eyes or to kind of close the senses. But really, you can just practice this breath. And if you'd like to learn more about it, you can just look up bumblebee breath or join us for a recharge class on the app. But this is a breath where we take a deep breath in, and then on the exhalation, we hum. And we hum until the air is completely exhaled. And something as simple as that, completely exhaling, can just shift our experience inside. It can really calm the parasympathetic or calm the active nervous system and wake up the parasympathetic, which is that part of us that also wakes up in yogic sleep. It naturally knows how to heal ourselves, naturally knows how to restore those places inside that feel burdened or overactive or drained in any way. So yogic sleep and bumblebee breath are two of my personal favorites. And sometimes, Julie and all, being in nature, just being in nature, go outside and put your feet on the earth, or just take a walk where there are some trees and less frenetic energy, traffic, things like that. That's possible. Spending time in nature is a really good way to get grounded and to come out of the mind, into the body, out of the excessive thinking.
Thank you. Yeah, connecting with nature is always a great way for me to just connect again and relax. Thank you. I do want to remind everyone that this is an interactive panel, so please do let us know if you have any questions or you want to share your experience. You can raise your hand or you can use the Q&A box. And actually, we do have an anonymous question that came in, and I'll go ahead and read it. It's, we live in a busy world where we have consciously defined our goals, plans, and tasks. It is one work after another. We are driving ourselves crazy with this behavior. Yeah, I can understand. You can feel that way sometimes. How do we incorporate conscious relaxation in our consciously programmed work life? And thank you so much, whoever submitted this question. But yes, how can we apply this practice of conscious relaxation to our work?
Yes, great question. And this goes for meditation, for conscious relaxation. Build it into your schedule. The same way that you're committed to going to your job, the same way that you're committed to brushing your teeth or eating a meal or hopefully more than one meal in your day, be disciplined. Let this be part of your daily routine. And when you start to integrate something like conscious relaxation as part of the daily routine, it becomes natural. It becomes effortless. Like the same way you drink or you eat, usually when you want, to drink or eat, this becomes that natural to do in the moment. One thing I really like though, set an alarm on your phone or have a clock nearby that you can look at. And set an alarm for once every hour that just reminds you to consciously relax. I even sometimes put little labels like consciously relax with like hearts and stars and smiley faces. Yes, just to remind myself that it's okay to take a breath. It's okay to be gentle with myself, to relax, but have it built into your schedule. Okay, my alarm is going off. That's my cue. I'm taking 1 minute or 5 minutes to consciously relax. Or again, if you don't have a phone you can do that with, look at a clock. Remind yourself, okay, every hour at 5 after the hour, excuse me, that's my time to consciously relax for 1 minute. So build it into your schedule. And I promise you, as much as the mind says, I don't have time, because we can all probably relate to that. I don't have time to add one more thing. I promise you, if you make time to spend 1 minute, 5 minutes, an hour in your day to consciously relax, there will feel that like there is so much more time in your day for what you really want. There, time is said sometimes to be what's the word I'm looking for? It's I can't think of the word, but have you ever noticed that sometimes it feels like time is going fast and time is going slow, right? We always say that. Oh, it feels like the day's going by really fast. It's all, I almost got the simple word. I can't think of the word I'm looking for.
Are you thinking of relativity of time,
Yes,
or?
relativity, it's relative. Thank you. It was such a simple word and I couldn't think of it. Our experience of time is relative. So I thank you, Julie. I promise you that if you start to make time to consciously relax, to meditate, and make that important, you will have that relative experience of there being more space in your life, even just to breathe. I don't want to do other things you really want to be doing. So thank you so much for sharing that. I think we can all really relate.
Yes, thank you again. And Wolf, thank you for submitting your question. Besides breathing techniques, what other meditation technique can we try to help us relax ASAP? Um, and actually, why don't we go ahead and practice it for a few minutes and we can close out our session with that?
Okay, great. So let's just close the eyes. And you can take a couple of deep breaths on your own. Just start to connect with the breath. This is a practice that's part of yogic sleep, but can really help for kind of immediate relief. So without moving the body, sense all 10 toes and just feel all of your toes. Maybe you feel some tingling. And then consciously relax your toes. It might seem kind of awkward at first, but have this feeling that any tension in the toes is starting to melt away. Like there's a warmth in your toes. And then become aware of the sensation in both of your feet, the whole foot. And again, consciously relax the foot. Feel as if maybe the foot is uncurling from the inside out. And then become aware of both of the legs. Really feel, sense both of the legs. And then feel them relaxing. Almost as if the legs were growing and lengthening, falling out more to the sides, just relaxing. Now become aware of the hips and the whole lower body, even the belly and the low back. Consciously relax this whole part of the body. almost as if there was this unwinding from inside and this expansion. Feel the muscles begin to let go as you become aware of the whole torso and the arms. This same sense of everything softening, becoming heavier and relaxed, all the way to the fingertips. And then bring the awareness to the neck, throat, and the whole head and face. And just feel as if the skin is spreading as each little muscle relaxes. The body softens and lets go of any of this tension that's here. It just lets go more and more and more with each breath. And then just feel the whole body connected as one. And take a conscious, deep breath as you consciously relax a little more on the exhalation. And then we can slowly open the eyes and move the body a little. So this was a very, very brief example of a body scan. And not only are we scanning the body, becoming aware of sensation, but we're consciously choosing to relax. You can imagine that the muscle fibers are lengthening, that the belly of the muscle is softening, that the whole body, even the bones, are becoming heavier, as there's this feeling of unraveling, like you have a ball of yarn and you start to pull that one thread until it all unravels and you just get to let go. And I'll just say one last thing before we come to a close, is that this practice also focuses the mind. Yes, because if you're focused on different parts of the body and the sensation there, the mind isn't incessantly thinking about whatever is upsetting you. It's being refocused. And maybe you're thinking about whatever is bothering you, but the mind is continually being refocused with sensation so that that tension can fall away. Thanks for a great question. Anything else, Julie, before we come to a close?
No, that's it for today. Thank you so much, Selena. This has been a wonderful session.
Thank you all so much for being here. May we remember that conscious relaxation is a choice that we have in every moment to feel greater well-being inside, and that you can practice it any time of day. Set your alarm once an hour, even just a little vibrate on your phone that reminds you you can consciously relax and take time for you in your day. You deserve it. You really do. Take care of you. Thank you so much for being here. Namaste.